Okay, I'm Technical Sergeant Tad Fogolas, and I'm going to try and give you some updates on what's really going on. Okay, so I am watching an episode of Deep Space Nine on Netflix. Well, I just started it up. I haven't got into it. Let's see. What else do I want to talk to you about? Um, we want to get into a bunch of old episodes of Star Trek because they are like deja views for us today. This t shirt is Stargate Research, which is located in White Rock, British Columbia, which is just south of Vancouver and right on the border with the United States. Let's see how many things we want to talk about. Okay, so in some of the episodes of Star Trek The Next Generation, there is a character called the Traveler. And the Traveler can do things. Um, he can move a spaceship faster than, a next generation spaceship can go. And he does it mostly by meditation. He had a compatriot who's kind of like me, a technical kind of person. His name was Kaczynski from Federation Research. And Kaczynski believed that you could propel a starship faster by using mathematics and formulae um, and all kinds of exotic propulsions. The traveler doesn't use all this, he merely meditates, and that's how he does it. So I guess the traveler is a lot more like Yoda, than someone from Lawrence Livermore Labs who's working on some advanced nuclear fusion powered reactor or something. So, and in the end, Kaczynski, the engineer, um, he wasn't doing much of anything. We call Kaczynski a monkey minded person because always believing that getting things done requires so much book learning, so many years of university and postgraduate. Whereas the traveler, we don't really know the backstory of how the traveler came to be the traveler, but my guess is it was more of a spiritual awakening that he had, and it would have been through quieting his mind rather than jamming his mind full of formulas and numbers. Okay, so other ones that I was watching recently out of Star Trek, one called Transfiguration, Star Trek The Next Generation, Transfigurations. And that, I believe, is a deja vu of what's going on for some humans on planet Earth. In this case, there was a planet that was dominated by, just like planet Earth, basically, dominated by a few, and the few didn't want the many to have anything because they were all about controlling the masses. 1984 by Orwell was a prime example of this idea that the big brother state was going to um, stomp on humans and keep them from being anything other than our friend Pindar, from Draco Reptilius, is saying humans being pets. But essentially, that's what we are here on planet Earth. We're pets for big corporations, the cabal. Now, the reason I'm scratching my nose is because something is attacking me. Is it a technological thing or is it a mind based thing? There's only one or the other. And consciousness, you only have tools, which are technology, or consciousness itself, pure consciousness. How do I tell I can muscle test? And the answer is it's using a general. I can't get a good answer. So, what does it mean? Well, everything that goes on is going on in consciousness. And Kaczynski, the engineer from Starfleet, believed in numbers and formulas and physics. And if you plug them all into a computer, a fast enough computer, he could figure it out. It's mostly difficult to explain that a lot of this stuff is analogous to I can't get anywhere with these words. It's either you want to go super complicated like Kaczynski, massive computing of massive amounts of information, or you want to get really simple like the traveler and just go to quiet. Metaphysically, what you're supposed to do as a conscious mind to get what you want is to impress the subconscious mind with what you want. So, whether it's some kind of a visualization of what you want, the whole idea is that the subconscious will take what you want and make it so for you. And how it does it, it just does it. It's just a part of the mind that just does. And how it does it, it just does. So it's not too difficult for a regular human to impress what it wants onto the subconscious mind and expect the subconscious mind to say, yes, boss, right away, boss. Whereas going the other way, a complicated way where you have to have a PhD in quantum physics and computing in order to get and billions and trillions of dollars to build some massive engineering thing in order to try and make something work like nuclear fusion. It won't make any difference? Yes, it will make a difference because we saw in Star Trek that Kaczynski couldn't do it. No matter how much computing power he had and how many bright ideas he had, he couldn't do it because he's trying to do the job of the subconscious mind with a computer. Whereas the subconscious mind, it's already connected to your conscious mind. So you don't need all these extra tools. It's so much simpler that way. That's all I have for you. I'm Sergeant Tad Fogolas.